Today's podcast is brought to you by Amazon Audible. They've got over 180,000 titles from you to choose from. Titles such as His Life as a Cuckold Husband, Volume 1. Go to audibletrial.com/goodolegamers and get your 30-day free trial and a free audiobook.
Everybody get your bodily functions out of the way.
Yeah.
Welcome to another week's episode of the Good Ole Gamers podcast. As always, I'm Lon McClendon. I'm here with Brandon Gentry.
Go cuckold yourself, everyone.
Oh my goodness. We have a guest back with us this week.
Mr. Steve Steverson.
And I'm going to talk this time.
Yeah.
Very
He's the
nice.
Pokeyman champion of Good Ole Gamefest 15.
I have a trophy. It's right here, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yes,
it
this
is, and it is glorious.
huge
Quite
fucking
glorious.
trophy.
He's our local Pokemon historian, which is convenient actually, because tonight we're talking about
Pokeyman. I got a button for that somewhere. There it is.
Pokeyman was the pokey of the man in the thing where the guy comes out of the thing and he makes the fall out.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Today is November 21st.
Yes, it
Is
is.
that correct? The day of our Lord, November 21st,
Hail Satan.
2015, indeed. We're going to kick it off, as always, with a little bit of news for you. What little bit we have.
Yeah, there it is.
Some shit just happened.
Speaking of news, I don't know. Actually, not speaking of news. Are any of y'all only getting one earphone?
I'm getting full.
I think mine might be partially unplugged, so bear with us.
I can hear in all
We
three ears.
are experiencing technical difficulties.
There it goes.
Oh, there it goes. I heard it, too. Well, cool. We're back on track.
Yeah.
I
I ain't got shit for news.
I got a few
I couldn't
things.
find anything that was interesting.
Well, too, we just recorded like
Wednesday.
Wednesday, so we spent our entire load Wednesday on the Sega Master System episode for news.
That's a good one to spend your load on.
Sony's planning on bringing PlayStation 2 games to PS4.
Awesome.
Big surprise, but I guess they're doing that since, Xbox One can play 360 games now.
Got to stay ahead of them.
Got to keep up. Nintendo of America opened their own eBay store.
What are they going to be selling? Just
New and refurbed consoles
okay.
at a discount price. But it's directly from Nintendo.
Sexy.
And there's a new Pokemon movie out. How many Pokemon movies did you say there?
I think there's 47.
Precisely.
This one's called Deance and the Cocoon of Destruction.
Deancy.
Deancy,
Historian. Look at my
excuse
fucking
me.
name tag.
Well, here. Pronounce this shit from here on out.
Okay, what? There's a lot of words on this
Is
paper.
it Deance.
Yeah, it's Deancy.
Deance and
It's
the
this-
Cocoon of Destruction.
What is the
Pretty-
Yancey?
It's this fucking pretty little dancy Pokemon thing.
I don't like it.
I have a mega one. I've never really looked at it though.
Okay. I haven't played many of the new Pokemans.
Nope. I'm
You-
very limited on Pokemon
You really ought
knowledge.
to. They're kind of amazing.
I'm going to get the 2DS eventually.
I mean, you can borrow my 3DS and play it, but they took all the shitty shit and made it not shitty shit.
Did they get rid of the talent shows or whatever?
No, but it's not part of the main story anymore.
Oh, sweet. So
And they
you can
added
just
like a
ignore it.
whole lot of extra shit to that. So if you like that, there's a lot there.
Okay. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty
What
awful.
do you like?
Titties. I like not being sick.
Titties are good.
Yeah, everybody, you got to pardon sickly old Brandon. He's got that Charlie Sheen syndrome.
Yeah, I got it again, man. It was like 2 weeks ago I was
He
sick.
swore he was clean, guys.
Yeah.
Got that tiger's blood.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best, and we hope you stop feeling like a piece of dog shit.
Maybe I will when I stop being a piece of dog shit.
That is true.
It's always good to have dreams.
That's all I had for news. What's news to you? Has anything happened to y'all in the past few days? What's news to you?
I got this. Super Smash Brothers recently, or Nintendo, I guess, recently announced that the new DLC character would be Cloud Strife.
Yeah.
Because what we needed was a 37th sword character for Super Smash Brothers, because there are no sword characters for Super Smash Brothers.
That's what I've heard.
Weeaboos
I'm out
around
of
the
loop on the
world
Smash Brothers thing
are
still.
rejoicing.
I just don't understand pressing up and the A button at the same time 1,000 times.
It's really hard. Sometimes I just push up, and I'm trying to push the A button, and I push the B button.
My cousin Alex showed me something they do where you block and jump at the same time or something, and, I don't fucking get it. I don't know. That's just me though.
Get like
I'm
2
not
seconds
competitive.
of invincibility. It's pretty cool.
Well,
I wish I could get 2 seconds of invincibility.
I would use it wisely.
I would too.
I'd abuse the shit out of it
I would take the cinnamon challenge with it.
and succeed. Well, shit. What do you want to talk about? I got a Vault game of the week.
Let's go ahead and knock that one out of the park.
Cool. Vault's game of the week this week is it's a rarity. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters
Nice.
for the NES.
Oh.
It's Tournament Fighters for SNES and Genesis, pretty common.
Yeah.
Tournament Fighters for NES, very rare. The NES was kind of like a last ditch effort. I think, like they converted the code over to NES, and it's not that polished of a game, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But it came out late in the NES lifespan. They just wanted to have that extra route for revenue, I guess, and just decided to try to at the last minute to churn out an NES version, and they didn't churn out many of them for the NES, that making it pretty hard to find. It's up there on the NES Grail collecting level, like it's one of the harder to find games as of now. It'll set you back a pretty penny, but
By how much?
It's about a $200 game.
Okay.
I think Vault has it for $180.99, which it may sound like a lot to somebody, but not a bad price really for something worth that much money.
Did anyone call our buddy David a bitch? I haven't heard any news on it.
No, I don't think any of them have. I don't think anybody's listened yet, because I made mention of that to Mark today when I went by to get the game. I was like, "Did anybody listen to that Sega Master System episode yet?" And he's like, "I haven't got to yet, but I'm going to." And I was like, "Well, listen to it." And I was like, "We bag on David's ass pretty hard." And I was like, "That's all I'm gonna say about it." And David wasn't there. I'd have called him a little whiny bitch myself.
You keep your own NES game.
Yeah. Shit, I'm just going to
Hey, you want a free NES game?
go in the vault and call David a bitch. I'll give you a random Nintendo game.
Sweet.
No harm. No foul.
Does he
If
have
he
a name
tries to
tag?
assault you, just let us know.
Does he have a name tag? I don't know anyone in Vault.
Just go in there and say, "Where's that David bitch at?" You'll find him pretty
This is up
quick.
for the one that looks like a bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You, with thine eyes, you can confirm the bitchiness.
All right. Sweet.
Guys at Vault are pretty cool.
They're cool. Vault's been pretty good to us. They're pretty cool guys.
Good guys.
Good selection of shit. Atari 2600 all the way to current gen.
Yep.
If they don't have it and you want it, they can probably locate it for you. Go by and see them if you're relevant to Cullman.
Yeah.
Go check them out. You can go look at if you're a listener that don't know what me and Brandon look like. You can go by and actually see a picture of our mugs hanging up on the wall in there.
Yeah, except it's outdated because I have hair in that picture.
Bring an extra pair of underwear just in case.
You can go
Yeah.
cuss the picture and spit at it. If you
You can tell me
enjoy
to
it.
fuck myself.
Yeah, you can say, "You go fuck yourself, Brandon," and just spat at the picture.
The fucker will become the fucky.
Indeed. My, how the tables have turned.
I know Vault's also got some old Pokeyman games. If you're a Pokemaniac,
They do. They have I browsed that today. They have quite a slew of Pokemon games.
yeah,
Red, blue, gold, silver,
them
yellow.
things retain their value. Like,
It's still Pokemon Red or Blue still sets you back about $40.
yeah,
Also,
It's worth it, but
to the collectors out there, they check the games to make sure the internal batteries work. So you
Oh,
will
nice.
not waste money on your Pokemon game that doesn't save.
indeed. They got a bunch of the Pokemon console games, which I know nothing about other than Pokemon Snap. And
That's the only one that matters.
Huh?
Stadium was alright.
I didn't play
The
a
first
whole
two
lot
were
of
good.
Stadium.
There's more than one.
I have
Like-
one on GameCube. I've
There's
never
like
even
5,
played.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I have one on GameCube called Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness or something.
It's got Lugia in it.
Never even played it, but I own it.
I hear it's pretty good.
It's a little bit of a rare, getting to be a harder to find game. That's the reason I own it.
I think you play as a bad guy in that game.
I
You
might
ever
be
beat
get
Team
down on
Rocket?
that.
I think you're part of team whatever game it was at that time.
Oh, Team
Yeah.
Rocket.
Jesse James.
Team Rocket, we're blasting off.
And Steve, that's right.
Fucking Meowth sounds like a weird Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
He's like, motherfucking Team Rocket. On the motherfucking goddamn mission. Well, that's Vault's Game of the Week. We're ill prepared this week because we're almost recording back to back on days. So
Yeah.
there hasn't been enough really happen over the past 4 days to.
Our last one was kind of long. Wait, no, never mind. I'm getting mixed up. Our one with Patty and Josh was long. The Sega Master System wasn't that long.
Second Master System about an hour and 10. 2 hours on that one before last.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Josh Duncan will be back with us pretty soon because we're going to be cooking up a Neo Geo episode
Sweet.
in the near future. You may go ahead. We're only like 15 minutes in now.
Let's do it. We can pull a shorty. I've been working with a short one all my life.
Well, you want me to go ahead and do Arcade Arcana?
Yeah.
For this week's Arcade Arcana, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to, for the next, probably 3 episodes, 3 or 4, I'm going to do a mini-series within a mini-series, very meta, in Arcade Arcana called The Dongs of Kong.
Great name. Great
And
name.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Well done.
The Dongs of Kong is going to showcase pretty much games that are similar to Donkey Kong, but not.
I need to try and grab a copy of Pickaxe Pete for my Odyssey for this. Even though it won't fit, but it's not an arcade game.
I have Pickaxe Pete for Atari 400
Okay.
somewhere. Bounty Bob Strikes Back's another borderline Donkey Kong ripoff. But I'm going to start off with a hack of Donkey Kong, which was an actual release, like a physical arcade cabinet of this came out in the 80s. I've talked about it before, but not in depth. We're going to start off the Dongs of Kong with Crazy Kong, which is a pretty much inferior but direct port of the original Donkey Kong. Crazy Kong was created by Falcon in 1981, and it's super similar to Nintendo's Donkey Kong. It's often mistaken as a bootleg, but it is actually an officially licensed game. For non-US markets, that is. But and it's Donkey Kong pretty much programmed on different hardware. There's multiple, if you play it on MAME like I have, or if you are fortunate enough to find a cabinet, there's multiple different versions. There's like Orca hardware, Falcon hardware, something else like Greenstone hardware or something, and it's the same game, but there's slight variations in each. Like the color scale will be a little bit different. Some of the sound effects will be slightly altered. For the majority, it's the same. Crazy Kong's a little bit harder than Donkey Kong, in my opinion.
I think I played that one time, and it was...
It's because I'm pretty sure it's because the programming's kind of shoddy. It's not as tight as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, the hitboxes or whatever, the hit detection didn't
is a
seem...
little wonky.
Yeah.
And they place some ladders in some really far... You know, in the old Donkey Kong, if you get near the edge and there's still a gap, you can jump over the gap and you bounce off the side of the wall back onto the construction platform. Boy, we all some sick motherfuckers in here.
Yeah.
It's a quarantine zone. But you can't do that on this. You just fucking fall. And I really think some of those the hammers are there just to taunt you, because it's like, you're never going to fucking get this. You're never going to get this. And you go for it and you fucking die. You know, like they're out of reach of grabbing. It retains all the fucking elements of Donkey Kong, though, like being jumping barrels, running from flames. It's got a pie factory level. It's got a conveyor belt level. It's got the level where you pull the pins out of the girders to dump him. It's known as many different things in different places. It's also known as Kongorilla, Crazy Kong Part 2, and Monkey Donkey. My favorite.
That sounds horrifying.
My favorite, Monkey Donkey.
I just imagine a centaur with half donkey, half monkey.
Some scientist is crying, and somebody looks at him like, "My God, what have you done?"
It's Dr. Mephisto from South Park.
Yeah, got a fucking monkey ass for a.
Yeah.
It's
It's got 3 asses.
Yeah, that's it. It had 3 asses.
Elephant and pig DNA just don't splice.
I think about the South Park episode a lot. A pig makes love to an elephant. You know, they try to crossbreed that elephant and that pig, and the pig gives birth, and it comes out and it's got the head of Mr. Garrison. Mr. Garrison's like, "Oh, well, look at that. Everybody look over here now." Don't realize I fucked a pig. But, anyways, the official versions of the game came in 2 separate stand-up cabinets that featured a large and angry rather than comedic ape on the artwork. Other than the color palette, some of the sound palette, and a few of the movement animations and graphics, pretty much everything is the same as Donkey Kong. The barrels aren't... You don't get near as many barrels as you would in Donkey Kong. Like, it'll drop 3 and there'll be a break between 3 to 5 seconds. There'll be a break between barrels.
Okay.
But you can find it on MAME, and like I said, there's multiple different hardware versions and ROM versions of it, but they're all primarily the same. It's a really just funky ass.
Who holds the world record in it?
I don't know his name, but it's nothing. It's nobody like Billy Mitchell. It's still some insane shit though, like $1 million on MAME or 1 million points on MAME or some shit, which is a feat in itself, because I do good on Crazy Kong to land 30,000 points.
Yeah.
But check it out. You can find it on MAME, and that'll be part 1 of the Dongs of Kong.
Sweet. Speaking of world records, I can beat the second place record in Cosmic Cruncher on the Vic 20.
You was telling me that. That's pretty amazing.
It's a huge fucking jump to first place though, so it's not that big of a feat.
It's a long way to the top.
It goes from 100,000 to $1 million, I think. So.
Fuck. Something, speaking of Donkey Kongs and things, one thing, you said you've played Fallout 4, right?
I've got a couple hours in it.
Well, have you by chance fucked around with the recreational terminal in the vault?
Yeah, I did play that. With
You
the
play
Vault Boy.
Red Menace? It's like the Donkey Kong spoof.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I got the Missile Command game from there, but I haven't played it on it yet. Kind of nifty.
Well, I'm too sickly to do Rage Rant, so I'm going to do a System Restore.
Nice.
I picked this one because it kind of has some Pokeyman elements. It's black and white for the PC.
Oh, very nice.
Have you played black and white?
Yeah, they have it on PC.
Is there a non-PC version?
Of Pokemon Black and White?
No.
No, the game Black and White. But
Game's just
Oh,
called
oh my
Black and
god, my brain was exploding.
You played a giant lion or cow god.
Well,
or,
you play a god, and first it's 2001 game by Lionhead Studios. you are a god and you interact with the world with this like a hovering hand. That's kind of your mouse cursor. You can pick shit up. You can pick up villagers and sling them across the map, whatever you want to do. But you got a creature. You start off picking from 3, and you can eventually get more. But these creatures are kind of your avatar in the world, and they're like kaijus almost. They're just huge, giant ass creatures that tower over the buildings in the villages. And the main point of the game is to take over all the villages on the in these various scenarios, where you're playing against other gods for like basically make the villagers worship you. And the more you have worshiping you, the more energy you have for casting spells and shit. Your creature is really fucking cool how advanced like the creature part of this was. The creature will watch you do shit and learn. So if it sees you casting like create food spells, if it sees you do that enough, it'll learn how to do it, and it'll walk around and create food for your villagers. Or if it sees you abuse your villagers, it'll start eating them and shit. And it kind of has an animal abuse aspect to it as well, because you can beat the fuck out of your creature. You can like right click them, I think, to interact with them, and you can just start pimp slapping them, knocking
the fuck out of them,
knocking their legs out from under them, or you can pet them. And all this is to reward or punish their actions. If you're a good god and your creature starts fucking around, destroying the villagers' buildings or eating them and stuff, you can just go beat the fuck out of them, and he'll get bruised up and stuff. It's especially for its time, it's kind of graphic, but
if you beat him hard enough, it starts playing that fucking Sarah McLachlan song. It's like, through the eyes of the angel. It doesn't, but I wish it did.
It also reflects your alignment as a god. If you're really good, the creature looks more cleanly and holy. If you're really bad, like it'll grow bigger fangs and look dark and menacing. And the other gods also have creatures, so a lot of times they'll fight, and you can it kind of turns into kind of an awkward fighting game at that point. But it's good enough for what it's trying to do. It's not something you play just for the aspect of it. Really cool fucking game though. Just do whatever it's very sandboxy. You just do whatever you want. Go about it however you want to do it. Which way you want to do it.
In a weird way, it makes me think a little bit of Populous.
Yeah.
Like some of like the themes of it, I guess, and some of the elements are very Populous-like.
I know you can get this on Good Ole Games. It might be on Steam, but I'm not sure if it is. I need to buy it because it's an awesome game.
You don't have to have a real fancy PC.
No, you don't. Like it says, 2001. Pretty sure it runs on 1.7 without issue, though, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these older games have a hard time running on newer operating systems. I think this is one of the few that will run without much tinkering with. So, System Restore, black and white. Check it out.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I guess we can move on to our topic, can't we?
Yeah. Pokeyman, gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon.
Pokeyman was the pokey of the man in the thing where the guy comes out of the thing and he makes the fall.
Thank you, Cosby.
And that never gets old. Serving
Does
out them
not.
Bill Cosmopolitans. Shit. We're gonna start off Pokemon with where it began. Pocket Monsters.
Yeah.
Came to America.
And it was the devil.
It was the devil.
It still is.
Pokemon.
You have a book about this. Let us know about this book first.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about this.
I heard about it actually, and I came across it in a thrift store. The name of this book is Buying and Selling the Souls of Children, which sounds like an instruction manual.
Yeah.
I wish it was.
My 20 Easy Steps to Summon Satan.
Yeah. And
Dembala.
pretty
That was
much
a Child's Play reference.
you go through it, and it makes me sick and die. Anyway, Pokemon is the devil. That's why I'm
Sounds
sick.
like y'all are bringing a fucking curse into my house.
Well, I mean, we were talking about the devil, so.
Yeah.
But you go through the book, and they pretty much go over Pokemon and attempt to brainwash you into thinking that it's evil and it's the devil because of some like silly straw man arguments that are in there. And it's a bunch of dumb religious propaganda, but there's a silver lining at the end of it. There's pretty much a complete Pokédex of the first 150 Pokemon, complete with their move lists for whatever reason.
Look for these demons in the wild.
This demon evolves at level 17. Watch the fuck out. And every Pokemon can make devil eyes and has telekinetic powers. I mean, some Pokemon do, but I don't know. It was just a silly book to read.
I know when we were younger and it first came out, like the fact that it had evolution in it was so fucking controversial. Like so many people were against it, strongly against it because of that.
Well, that's because they think evolution works like
Yeah,
Pokemon
that's what I was gonna say.
evolution.
That's the irony of it, is they think that's how evolution works. Like one day a monkey just like touched the Firestone and turned into a human.
Well, how fucked up would it be for a kid's card game to be like, you know your Pokemon to a cross? You know, like sacrifices 3 other Pokemon. It'd be a little fucked up to try to do something like that. So
I should play Magic.
yeah.
It really does.
Magic really is the devil, according to some. I don't remember Pokemon, though, when it came out. It was a big deal. I got Pokemon Blue first.
Yeah.
And a trade at
red.
school.
Yeah, I think we got opposite colors. So
Yeah, because me and you are the whole reason that me and you both had 150 Pokemon. Oh, well, 150. Yeah, this 150 was on red and blue, right?
150.
You could hack Mew, but it was
Yeah.
not in the game, really.
Okay, I know you had a game, Genie, for your Game Boy.
Yeah.
And I had one. Do you remember trying to catch missing no and all that shit?
You could catch it without the game genie, right?
Oh, you didn't need it. It
Yeah.
was in there.
You just surfed on like one side of the coast or some shit.
Cinnabar
didn't you?
Island.
Yeah.
Cinnabar, right?
Cinnabar. You just have to go back and forth in some one spot until you fought this.
Glitch.
This
Yeah.
bastard monster
Yeah,
abomination.
it's just like a pile of numbers and blocks and shit.
I remember everybody was all excited, and then some people would save their game afterwards. And you go to boot it up. Not gonna happen.
But if you put him in your party and got any experience with him at all, he would have turned into a Kangaskhan.
Like a level 104 or something.
No, it's like maybe 80s. I don't remember. It wasn't nothing unusual.
Well, I had seen before, like,
In fact, that was like the easiest way to get a Kangaskhan instead of doing that fucking safari hunt.
fuck that.
Yeah, I hate the safari.
Oh my god.
Never the iterations. I hate it.
If you caught a Scyther in the Safari Zone, let me shake your hand. That shit is so hard.
Big goddamn praying mantis is going to ruin your day.
And he's not even really that good in the
No.
first gen.
Brandon was a fucking nightmare in Pokemon. If you listen real close, you can hear my Pokemon going apeshit. Well, now he's not going to bark anymore.
I heard you talk about him.
Dog chew.
A dog chew. Quick, use your power of...
You shit in the floor attack.
Shit, shit in the floor and chew something up you're not supposed to. You enrage your owner enough where he struck the other person's Pokemon.
It was super effective.
Yeah.
Which Pokemon did you choose first?
Blastoise was my first choice.
Damn,
Or
good choice.
Squirtle.
Yeah, no one. I
Squirtle.
choose.
I chose Blastoise to start with because I'm fucking metal like that.
I chose Squirtle.
I either
and-
got Blastoise or I got Charmander. I
Charmander.
No Bulbasaur love?
I don't like the plant Pokemon.
I wasn't
typically.
a big fan of Bulbasaur.
The fucking
either.
Leech Seed, man.
Yeah, I mean it's decent, but
I'm just the only one that likes Bulbasaur ever, I guess.
didn't it have like way more weaknesses?
Like twice as many as the
Yeah.
other two.
You could have been one of those douches though that waited around and just got Pokemon Yellow just because the Pikachu fanatics.
Yeah, I never played Yellow.
I mean, Yellow was pretty much red and blue. You
Yeah.
just had a Pikachu sprite that followed you everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to like suck Pikachu's dick all day, then play
Yeah.
Yellow, but
I never really cared for Pikachu.
I'm not a big
no,
Pikachu
he
guy.
can, he can die.
Yeah,
Charizard and Blastoise are all that matters to me.
Venusaur too.
Alakazam.
Oh my
Alakazam
god,
was
let's
a
talk
bad
about
motherfucker.
Alakazam.
I actually liked Gyarados too.
Gyarados
pretty
is
well.
solid.
That was before they gimped him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
that's true.
Gimp now.
Well, no, yeah, he had both types in the first gen, but for whatever reason, like his stat block was crazy retarded. They fixed it in the second one because Gyarados, I think, was just like raping everything all the time
Yeah,
because he's Gyarados.
yeah.
I was a
that's what
big
he should
fan
do.
of was Hitmonlee the kicking Kickboxing.
Chan
Hitmonchan's
was the
the punching
punching.
Hitmonchan
one.
was punching. I like Hitmonlee a lot.
In the card game, Hitmonchan was one of the best cards.
Oh yeah, man.
You ever play the card game much?
No, I was probably 8 when it came out, so I bought all the cards. Or actually, my parents bought all the cards, and I stared at them. If that's what you're asking.
Me and-
Okay,
me and
you're one of
Brandon-
those. The guys that set us around trading them, but never played it.
I mean, I was like 8. What do you want from me?
Dude, I've seen people get so mad at Brandon. Like they used to have badge weekends.
Yeah.
at
Oh,
Oaks
yeah, I
Bend.
went.
Well, me and Brandon went up there about every weekend, and I've seen like Brandon just wreck these kids. And this one kid went outside one day, and I literally watched him take his like folder of all of his fucking cards and his sleeves and everything, just sling that motherfucker down. You know, and I'm pretty sure that kid's addicted to drugs and not doing good anymore.
Did you scoop up all that money?
No.
Oh my god!
I think the moment I'm most proud of there was beating a guy who was in college who spent like thousands of dollars in Pokemon cards and bragged about it to little kids.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Me and Brandon started a Pokemon magazine. We were like 7th grade, and it was I don't remember. I think the name of it was Pokemax or some shit, but I just remember Brandon had a review in it. It was Brandon's Pokemon Review Missile. We had deck recipes in there. Brandon's
Yeah.
Armageddon deck.
Huh.
My Icy Hell deck.
Cool.
Yeah, we're balling.
I never really played the game, but I can almost remember the date that I got the Charizard card, because that was like
I remember getting my first
that was
Charizard.
remember
fucking
getting my
Black Lotus
playset.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Was Charizard?
I'm buying a stack of Pokemon cards in the next couple weeks, and there's a holographic Charizard in it.
Sweet.
And I'm just
Oh.
like, I can't wait.
Count that money.
Dude, I feel so. I sold all my Pokemon cards to a kid at that badge days thing. Like, we've been in it about a year, and Brandon, I remember, was starting to get out of it, and
I was moving on towards Magic.
I was still in that's about the time when PlayStation 2 was coming out, and I was just like, oh my god, you know. So I gravitated toward that, and I sold my whole set of cards to a kid for $300, and I had the US Basic set, the Fossil set, Jungle, part of the Team Rocket, and I had all the promotional cards that had been released in America up until that point, and I sold them all.
That's like a fucking house.
Yeah,
Right
it's
there.
probably
House.
about $2-3 grand now, but in retrospect, nobody thought Pokemon cards would be worth shit eventually, you know?
Fools.
Even though, unlike Magic cards, where all the old cards are ridiculously powerful still,
Yeah.
the old Pokemon cards suck compared to the new ones.
Completely.
I haven't played any of the new Pokemon card games.
That's horseshit.
I
now.
almost bought a starter deck, and just seeing all the extra shit that was with it now
Yeah.
turned me the fuck off. Like all the EX crap that they do
Yeah.
now, and
I,
fuck that.
I blame the kid collectors like you were for that.
This is all your... Oh shit, sorry. This is all your goddamn fault.
I have a story about kid collecting, actually.
Oh shit.
How many are in your basement?
How many stories? Or
No,
how
kids
oh,
you've been
Do
collecting.
you just feed them
is the
sugar
government
water?
listening to this?
Huh?
Is the government listening to this?
Probably.
Only Obama.
There are
He
allegedly
don't do shit, so don't worry about it.
5 kids in my basement.
Okay.
No, but the second
As
set
long
of,
uh,
as they're gingers, it don't matter.
I mean, yeah, they don't have
got
souls. Did we just have a moment?
I think we did. Very nice.
The quickening.
The quickening. The scooting.
No, but the second set of Pokemon cards was Fossil, right?
I think so.
And when it came out, my dad
No, Jungle was second, and then
wasn't Fossil the second. Yeah, you're right. With
it
the jungle
was
symbol.
basic Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket, and that
Other
was
shit.
that was about it.
Okay.
Me.
All right, so I'm sorry. The third one was Fossil, and when it came out, my dad bought me a box of it, YOLO swag. Anyway, and I remember opening all of them, and we had bought like a Beckett magazine or something, and they had prices
Oh, Beckett, very
back
nice.
in the day for
Yeah.
all of the Pokemon cards, and I didn't realize at the time because they had just come out. They didn't like have all the prices yet, but all of them were listed as like no price. So I thought we had just like thrown away all this money on worthless cards, and I had a breakdown in a Books A Million with my dad.
Yeah, I got my stepson in Pokeyman a few years back because I was like, that's how I got into Magic. Pokemon's a good stepping stone towards
Did you
that.
skip Yu-Gi-Mans?
Yes, because I don't believe in Yu-Gi-Man.
Dude, I don't know the first fucking thing about Yu-Gi-Oh or none of that shit.
Well, basically, you take Magic and then you take all the fucking rules out of it, and then you have Yu-Gi Man. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't care.
See,
to know how to
Pokemon's
play
a lot more of an orderly game, like Magic.
Well, it's basically Magic. There's a few extra elements, but it plays kind of the same.
But I bet him some of the newer sets, whatever is new at the time. I don't even remember now. And I remember playing it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" There's cards in there that lets you draw 7 cards. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? That's ridiculous."
Overkill.
And then we played it off and on, and he started moving towards Magic. The normal progression of things in life. And then he got back into Pokemon just because all his friends at school were. And he kind of was into it. He what they do there, all these. I guess is a fairly popular thing. Is one of the reasons I think that they've moved to the EX cards being ridiculously overpowered the way they are is because they basically just pick a Pokemon that's one card and they just have them do the moves back and forth to each other, and whoever wins either keeps the card or gets something cool. And
that's kind of what we did too back in the day.
Yeah, see, I blame you.
Well, I didn't really learn how to play the game until I actually played the training card game video game. And then I knew how to play the game. It's so good.
It is.
It's quite good. I remember that.
Pokemon Snap was a fun one.
Yeah.
For 64.
The first time I'd ever gotten high was playing Pokemon Snap.
Very
good
nice.
life. You got decisions.
Did you? Did that cloud your judgment on snapping photos?
I snapped the best photos.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Probably no one ever snapped.
Yeah.
You ever seen a picture of a Gyarados, man?
You ever seen a picture of his dick?
On weed.
I've seen some shit, man. I've seen some mucks.
I just imagine you're supposed to be taking pictures and you and Snorlax are just hanging out, just smoking this fucking blunt of dank. He's just like, sit here.
Do you remember the last level of that game?
No.
You have to chase Mew through fucking space.
You're in a fucking space bubble.
Yeah.
Like, you throw shit at Mew, don't you?
Yeah, you have to throw, I think they're called pester balls at it until, for a split second, its shield comes down. Then you take, 35 pictures, and then you do it again.
Do you remember the stations Blockbuster used to have, where if you rented Pokemon Snap, you could carry your memory card up there and print your pictures out as stickers?
No, but that's awesome.
Dude, look, get on Google sometime, and actually, voila, thanks to technology. The listener won't know what the fuck we're talking about, but we all will.
I'll fill some dead space.
Do it.
Yeah, first time I got high, I was in the room playing Pokemon Snap with several 20 to 30-year-olds. I was 12, and we're all passing around a big ass blunt. I was kicking everyone's ass at Pokemon Snap because I knew what the fuck was up.
You're like the youngest kid getting stoned and just kicking ass. They're like, oh my god, it's a Wunder kid. This is a picture of the Pokemon Snap sticker
yeah, I know what
station.
you're talking about.
You'd throw your memory card in this at a Blockbuster and print out stickers.
That's really cool.
That now it's your turn to talk, Steve, because I've literally expired my knowledge of Pokemon.
Okay.
Red and Blue and the trading card game and Snap and a little bit of Pokemon Stadium is literally my limit.
So what sort of virtues can Pokemon impart upon our youngsters today?
I've got this. The importance of taking small animals as slaves. Animal abuse. Violence is always the answer.
Baiting them into submission.
Leaving home at the tender age of, I think Ash is 12, is always a good idea because neighbors and strangers will be friendly to you.
Yeah. And if not, you fight them in a Pokemon battle.
And when you beat them, they will not be upset. They will give you money, actually.
You don't trust people named Gary.
Fuck Gary. Gary's bad.
Yeah.
A 12-year-old can bring down a crime syndicate.
Yeah. Yeah. I encourage all 12-year-olds listening to go do that.
Please do.
Take down El Chapo.
Let us know how it goes.
Team Rocket, if you're listening, maybe you should stop using fucking Pokemon and start using guns.
For real, one gun will handle that 12-year-old.
Oh, shit.
I mean, there's one fucking police officer in Pokemon World. Her name's Jenny. Fucking burn Jenny's house down. all the other Jennies will go to the funeral because they're all fucking
She
related.
beats up black people. You shouldn't like her.
Don't do that. No.
Yeah.
There are also no hospitals in Pokemon World except for Pokemon Hospital, so I guess everyone's invincible.
Pretty much. What happened when you lost the battle? Was it you fainted or blacked out?
In the original games, I think it was called Blacked Out, and then they
You
changed
whited out.
Yeah,
after-
whited out. They changed it later
Yeah.
to you ran off to the Pokemon Center. I don't remember why they changed it though.
I don't know. Nintendo's worried about some things.
It was something to do with like not encouraging beating people into submission, I guess.
But beating animals is okay.
Yeah, it's totally cool. In fact, one of the newer video games, which one is it? It's black and white. The villain is this guy who's like, hey, instead of enslaving all these sentient creatures, maybe we should let them be our friends and not keep them in slave balls. And you're like, fuck that. And you beat him and all of his friends up.
That's awesome.
That's the whole plot of
You
the
beat up
fucking game.
PETA. Like,
Yeah, you just go around.
Your words are of no value to us.
They're basically PETA. They show up and they're like, hey, let's Pokemon free. And you're like, fuck all that. I gotta be the best.
you have no power here. Like, how are you gonna beat me with that Pokemon, bitch?
Yeah.
Like,
And
You're not gonna do a goddamn thing.
a lot of people really liked that story, and so Nintendo responded by releasing a sequel where instead of doing all that, they were just going to try to take over the world again.
oh.
Because they were done with plot. None of that.
So, what drew y'all into Pokemon first?
That awesome 90s commercial where the dude was in the bus with all the Pokemans. Do you
I'm trying
remember
to
it?
recall that.
It's like, Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. And there's like a bus driver. And
Gotta
he opens
buy
it,
them all.
and a Pokemon comes in. And then they say, like, oh, red and blue. And then there's like 20 Pokemon in the bus. And they're like, buy this game.
Me and Brandon were playing Pokemon the card game one time at Books Me In, and there was all these little kids, little brats running around screaming. And it was just us being silly kids.
I may
But
have been one of those.
I looked at Brandon and was like, unruly children, gotta spank 'em all. I just remember that being funny. GamePro magazine is what turned me on to Pokemon because they did a write-up about how it was like a mixture of Final Fantasy and like Dragon Warrior, but
Dragon Warrior Monsters.
like and Tamagotchi element. And I was kind of like, well, that sounds badass to me.
Yeah, it was the RPG element. Like, I never gave a single fuck about the show. I remember I watched it one time. I was like, cool, I like Pokemon. Let's see the TV show. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
What is this shit?
I'd rather watch fucking Muppet Babies.
I went to the theater and watched Pokemon the first movie.
I
and
did.
I actually
I did that
enjoyed
too.
it.
I went to see it just for that sweet Mew card.
The Ancient Mew. Oh, what a badass, pretty
So
card
good.
that was.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
I think what
As did
actually
I.
drew me to Pokemon was Mephistopheles whispering sweet nothings in my ear.
Well, yeah. It was Satan's lure to evolution. That's why I'm an atheist now. Pokemon.
I mean, you just turn it on and bam, you hate Jesus and America and puppies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
That's-
the
I need to
slogan.
read into this then.
I've heard that ISIS uses Pokemon as a method of recruitment.
I mean, I'm thinking of
Like-
joining them now.
If you make your ranks up in the gyms, you eventually go face to face with Bin Laden in a Pokemon match. He's the gym leader with the ISIS badge.
Brock and Misty got tired of raising Pokemon, so they started raising people in the ways of self-detonation.
Let's talk about fucking Brock and Misty for a second. I was a small child, so I was like, hey, Ash is going to hang out with Brock and Misty. Brock and Misty are going to hang out with me. And then you don't, and Pokemon lets you down.
Yeah. I do remember as a kid seeing the show and being overly disappointed with it, but I was like, Misty, huh? I'll tap that ass.
Misty, oh man, first bay right there. I don't know if you guys hate it when people say bay.
I do, but I'll give you a pass on that one.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Them
skewed
short
tonight.
shorts.
Do you remember? God, I don't
Do you
remember
remember
which Pokemon card set it's from, but it's Misty's either Starmie or Staryu, and it has Naked Misty on it.
No shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, the American one, I think she has like a bikini or something, but it was close enough for me and the rest of the third graders.
Yeah.
I think the Japanese one has tits, though.
to fap the day
Huh.
away?
Hell yeah.
Which is almost feels kind of dirty talking about it. So I'm pretty sure she was like maybe 15 or 16.
Yeah,
in the
but that
show.
was like
I mean, I was younger than her.
many moons ago, so
Yeah.
it's cool now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's chain smoking cigarettes and watching NASCAR now.
She's in the Pokey Trailer Park.
She makes her ditto turn into some weird ass shapes, man. Suction cup bottoms and such.
So, Pokemon, yeah.
Pokemon.
What was your favorite Pokemon game? 'Cause I'm pretty limited. Red and Blue's my favorite because that's what started it.
I mean, I was talking to a kid today about this. He's a bit younger than me, and he's never had to play the old, awful, horrible, really hard Pokemon games. He's just had the DS ones. So he never had to struggle with the shit that we had to struggle with.
Yeah, no, like traveling through a cave and this, like being almost completely out of resources and hoping you don't fight 10 more fucking
Zubats.
Zubats.
Fighting goddamn rat-tat-tattas and raticates over
Every
and over
day.
just to fucking get a little bit higher in level.
And then after all that, after you fought all those shitty Pokemon with your like mains, realizing you destroyed their EVs because you didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. It was something they put in there, and they're like, fuck it, they'll never figure it out.
Yeah.
And nerds figured it out.
Yeah, that was their way of trying to backhand cheaters with the rock candies. Because you could, rock candy leveled up your Pokemon. And there was all like,
one
ooh.
level instantly, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're like, ooh, a Pokemon race entirely on rock candy's weaker than the ones who aren't. And is the effort values is why. But if you just fought random ass Pokemon, it wasn't that big of a deal. If you specifically fought the Pokemon to raise specific effort values, and they were stronger.
There's a lot of problems with the first and second gen games. First of all, Flash was a fucking HM.
Yeah.
That's retarded. I remember that towards the second or third playthrough, I just memorized the cave and I would walk through it. I was done with Flash.
Yeah.
No more Flash. I don't remember which version they fixed it in, but it used to be when you had a full party of Pokemon and your box was full, you would catch a Pokemon. So like in the second game, you catch a shiny, which is like a 1 in a bajillion chance. You would catch a shiny, your box would be full, and the game would be like, your box is full, fuck off, and it would release the Pokemon.
Yeah. I remember
which
that.
is rage tears if you're like
Yeah,
an
it's
11
just
year old.
like, try not to hang yourself now.
Thank God they fixed that.
But, it did have its faults, but I really liked the first 150, even up to like around, what was the next gen? How many Pokemon?
They only added like 60 or 70.
Yeah, like those first few, I like those Pokemon a lot.
Yeah.
And then they started getting retarded.
Fuck, Togepi was the last one I remember on the new
Yeah, that was a
ones.
pretty dumb one.
There's a
Yeah.
damn ice cream cone Pokemon.
Yeah, there's like a lawnmower, a
Uh,
refrigerator, I want to say.
There's a bag of garbage
Yeah.
that evolves into a bigger bag of garbage.
He's called an American.
But his name is really cool. His name is Garbodor, and I really like it. One of the biggest problems I had with the original games, they're not my favorite, by the way. I know I'm not like answering your question at all. Sorry, I just thought about that.
That's cool.
Let's say you're a kid and you have a babysitter and they have kids and they're like, hey, let me play with your Pokemon. And you're like, okay. So you let them play with your Pokemon. You come back 10 minutes later, you turn the game on, and instead of your name, you see a new save game like Yo Mama or something. They have deleted all of your Pokemon, and your hopes and your damn dreams have just been flushed down the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
That is when you delete their life
Exactly.
from the planet.
That's why child murder happened a lot with the original Pokemon games. That's a statistic I just made up.
Well, it's true, because I'm not going to
Sounded accurate.
I think my favorite game, though, is Silver. And I would say Soul Silver because I'm one of them youngins. But I really like that game because the Pokemon follows you around, which is kind of terrifying if you think about it. Like, you've got Gyarados, which is the size of, I don't know, like a fucking gas station.
Yeah.
Just following you around.
Something I always, like, mentally, I always wanted to do was throw a Pokeball in, like, a steel cage and release it, and it just turns into, like, a pile of spaghetti meat.
You could have like a Haunter following you around, and you turn around and there's just this dude like, I'm gonna eat your heart. Rah. But I like that game a lot because I don't know. I think that was the first time I ever had an Alakazam, which is my spirit Pokemon, and there were 2 Snorlaxes in that game, which makes it twice the fun.
Yeah. The last one I played was Diamond, and I remember I put in the action replay code to unlock Arceus, the Pokemon that was God, and they created the universe.
And you put it in a ball.
Yeah, I put it in a ball, and I walk around, and people are like, "Oh, you got God? That's cool." Like,
Yeah, he's in a ball.
And if you fight enough Rattatas, God can die.
yeah. It was odd. I mean, there's a few NPCs who would comment on you having that Pokemon. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. You got God."
Just whatever.
Yeah, God's doing your bidding. That's cool.
If you've never,
They're nothing really special or anything. But
Yeah.
that's kind of nifty.
if you've never actually caught God, there's a weird cutscene because Pokemon doesn't do a lot of cutscenes.
No.
It's something they just really don't bother with because fuck it, it's Pokemon. But it's got live action elements to it. I remember because the first time I got it was at your house, and it's just like pictures of subways, pictures of trees, and then you catch God,
Yeah.
which is kind of fucked, but whatever.
Nintendo, some of that weird cryptic Nintendo bullshit.
They're getting, I don't know, they're grasping at straws nowadays with stories. They did a really good job of Black and White, but I know neither of you guys have played X and Y, but your villain wants to make the world more fabulous. And that's literally what the dude says.
Oh, so it's the gay agenda.
Exactly. See, the devil's working in these games.
Go fucking figure.
He wants to destroy the entire world to preserve beauty. And it's really convoluted and stupid. But
Okay.
it's a good game.
Maybe Nintendo should just reboot Pokemon and make like a badass grown-up version. That's like
There is a
graphically
badass
superior.
grown-up version.
I think I recall one, but it's nothing of any official capacity though.
Yeah, it's a like a fan mod called Pokemon Dark Rising. And Arceus comes to you in a dream and says, "Hey, I need you to save the world from these guys." And you wake up and you lose your first Pokemon match, like you can't win, which is depressing. And when Pokemon faint in this game, they actually die. So
Sweet.
It's hardcore.
Nice. Fucking noise.
I was gonna say something and I completely brain farted.
Sounds like somebody's playing Grand Theft Auto outside.
Yeah, the old meat wagon.
Another brother bites the dust.
I remember when I was playing Red for the first time in the Viridian Forest. Fuck the Viridian Forest, by the way. I walked around for an hour to catch a Pikachu. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But you obviously get poisoned because you fight like 58 Weedles or whatever.
Yeah.
And drink orange juice, kids. Anyway, you're walking around and you get poisoned, and when you're poisoned, the game
flash.
it'll flash and kind of shake a little. And I thought that the batteries were going bad in my Game Boy, so I was like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, need new batteries." And I went through a whole fucking pack of Rayovacs before I figured out that that's what happened with your poison. And yeah,
Goddamn string shot.
One thing
Fuck that
complaint
whole
I
place.
have of newer Pokemon games is there's too many goddamn legendaries. There's so many that they're not legendary anymore.
I know. I think in the last one you can catch it's something like 15.
Remember when
legendaries.
like Zapdos and the legendary birds
That
were
was
like
it.
the badass ones?
Yeah.
That's just it's so convoluted and fucked up now. There's so many different legendaries. I don't like it.
I found a legendary in a trash can, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Rotom. It's like this ghost thing, and you can find it in a trash can.
How legendary?
It's pretty cool.
Somebody just didn't know what they had, tossed it. Oh, this is a piece
Yeah.
of shit.
Just whatever.
I mean, I understand legendaries are what like drives sales probably because a new legendary, let's go buy it.
Yeah, people, mostly the younger kids,
Yeah.
really care about shit like that. Like my little brother, who is a twat, really enjoys his team of legendaries that I beat with my team of not legendaries.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon, the entire episode, are you guys excited for Pokemon Go?
Somewhat. I think it's going to be the most disappointing game of next year, probably.
I really hope it's not.
I think it might be good, but people are so overhyped
Yeah.
for it. It's not going to be this
It
holy
couldn't-
grail of a Pokemon
It
game.
couldn't
that I
possibly
expect.
live.
It's going to be
up
like a
that.
fucking cell phone game Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to think that because I think Nintendo has enough money and love of Pokemans and love of making more money that they could actually make.
They're
a good
saying
game.
it'll probably be free and it'll have
Yeah.
pay to.
Yeah,
pay to
I imagine you're going to get
experience.
like a few Pokeballs per
You
day.
gotta buy
Yeah.
Pokeballs and all that shit.
I mean, I would buy a Master Ball, and if that makes me a bad person, I'll fucking do it. But I'll buy the Master Ball for $20 or $9.99 or whatever.
But yeah, it could be good, but I'm just saying it's probably going to be the most disappointing thing because people have these unrealistic expectations. I see all these things on the internet. People are like, oh, there's going to be Pokemon gyms, and you walk around and find like people dressed up like Pokemon trainers. I'm like, they could already do that with the existing games. They don't do it.
yeah,
Like Pokemon Go is not different.
it's not
right?
revolutionizing
That's not
anything.
true,
but-
actually.
How's that not true?
The crew at Walmart, actually, in Cullman, they have a Pokemon League. You have to be an employee at Walmart, and basically, there's, I think, 8 of them that serve as the gym leaders, finger quotes. And they each have a type, and when you beat one, you can become the gym leader.
Okay.
I've heard about that at, like, places where a bunch of nerds work.
Yeah, but that just reinforces my point that Go is not going to introduce this. It's
True.
just it's either existing already or it's not.
But what if they, like, spend the money and they do something like that?
I really don't see it taking off like that. I
I don't
mean,
know.
I could always be wrong, but
Do you know anything about, what's it called, Pokemon Shuffle?
no.
So, they just released a mobile game the other day. It was the first one that Nintendo, or at least Pokemon, had released.
Oh yeah, another thought on Go though. If it turns out good, we might do a Go tournament at GameFest 16.
That'd be kind of
Because
cool.
that might be because the Pokemon games, from what I know, I want to get my hands on the newest ones just to be sure. It's really, really fucking difficult to keep hacked Pokemon out. Nintendo has like special cartridges that they insert the carts in at tournaments and to check. I can't fucking do that, obviously. I can't get my hands on a special anti-hack tool like they got. So the only other way we could do it is basically not really caring if a Pokemon is hacked so much as making sure it's legal. Like it doesn't have
Yeah.
an impossible stat set or move set, basically. And even still, that's a huge undertaking, given that each person's going to have 6 Pokemans, and I don't have that kind of encyclopedic knowledge of it. We gotta take a bathroom break.
Yeah.
We shall return.
Okay, good. We're back from piss break.
Piss bucket boss?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, do you know anything about it? Pokemon Shuffle?
No.
Okay.
What is
well,
this sorcery about?
Oh, I don't know anything. I might download it. It's free.
Was that Pokemon game on the Wii that played like an action RPG? Because it was okay.
I think it was it not Gale of Darkness? Or was
No.
that the
I had a more generic name. It was a DLC type game.
Oh, I don't know that.
Like you just bought it off their store,
Oh, I don't know.
and you played as actual Pokemon. It played
Are you talking
kinda
about
similar-
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
no.
Oh.
It played similar to, I'd say, like Diablo and stuff. It was an action RPG. You played as individual Pokemon, and you kind of got more as you went along.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
I don't have a clue either.
Fill some dead air, because this was actually a decent game. I just can't remember the name of it.
All right, filling some dead air. If you guys haven't played the new Pokemon games, I have to recommend them to you because I know old people don't like change. But
Nope.
if you get past the fucking ice cream Pokemon and the dumb shit, they've really put a lot of work into these games. Like, I never thought I would see a 3D Pokemon game, which is, I mean, who gives a shit? But the stories are a lot more diverse. They're more fabulous. That's totally true.
Do you still play as Ash in the new ones? Or are you
No,
somebody different.
No, because you can actually fight Ash in some of them.
you fight Red.
Well, that's the same thing.
Well, okay, technically.
Which brings me to another question, since you at least have watched the show and stuff. What is considered more canon, the show or the games?
Well, they do a bit of work to not do what they did with Red and Blue with the Pokemon show nowadays. Like, the characters that are in the show are in the video game, and you talk to them a lot more than you used to. But I would say as far as like real canon, it would definitely be the video games, because believe it or not, Red and Ash are two different people, and so are Blue and Gary.
Okay.
What game was Blue in?
I don't know.
Which one? I think it was Fire Red, or no, maybe it was it's Heart Gold and Soul Silver. He takes over Giovanni's gym because Giovanni allegedly, if you watch the YouTube video, killed himself.
So I was thinking that the show was canon, but the games were just kind of loosely based on that. But
Well, I mean, I don't know, but they don't introduce anything in the games that's not also in the shows, so maybe the shows are the canon. But
okay, Pokemon Rumble.
oh, okay, I know what that is.
Yeah, it's a WiiWare game. It's pretty.
I've heard of it.
It's
but I
pretty
don't-
solid. You know, I don't remember how much it cost. 1,500 Nintendo points. How much was that? $15.
$15. Yeah.
I'd say it's worth it. Even though I hacked my way and got it for free, I would have paid that much for it.
That actually brings me to something that I kind of want to talk about. Have you guys played? I mean, I know you said you played Pokemon Snap. Have you played any of the? I don't know what to call them. Not pure. No, that's not the word. Not like. God damn it. Okay. You know how Pokemon Snap isn't like a regular Pokemon game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you call that? Like a side game?
Spin-off, maybe?
Spin off.
Okay. Have you played any of the Pokemon spin-off games?
No, other than Rumble.
Okay. There's a ton of them actually.
I know they are.
Like the mystery dungeon games are kind of fun.
Really?
It's kind of weird. Like you take instead of choosing a Pokemon, the one I played, I don't know if it's in all of them. There's like 8 of them now. Anyway, you take a personality test at the start of the game, and that determines which Pokemon you are. You don't play as a person, you play as a Pokemon. And you just kind of go around like mountains, woods, and whatever, and you just kind of fight Pokemon. And then every once in a while, you'll like recruit one, and it'll be like, I want to be your friend, and you'll have another Pokemon to choose from.
What is the mystery dungeon part of it, though? Is there like puzzles or anything?
Yeah, I want to say there's puzzles, but it's called Mystery Dungeon because what game is it? I think it kind of plays like Dragon Force, or I don't know what it's called. Anyway,
Dragon Warrior?
that one, Dragon Force is a band.
Yeah.
But like the games kind of play out like you're in dungeons, because I think you have in some of them tactical movement. Like
Okay.
you can move this many squares or whatever. I haven't played a lot of those, but they seem to be doing pretty good. There's one released like 45 years ago. It's called Pokemon Ranger.
I vaguely
I've
recall
heard of
that
it.
one.
And instead of like fighting other Pokemans, your whole job is you go catch Pokemon. And it introduced a really cool thing that took advantage of the DS stylus, which is a lot. None of the Pokemon games really do. Just kind of use it for menus and shit. But you would find a Pokemon, and you would have to you draw a circle around it to catch it in the Pokeball. And like, I don't know a ton about it. Like maybe there were more circles you had to draw for harder Pokemon, or you would like have so long to do it.
Yeah.
And it was just a cool little thing you could do.
Draw a perfect circle in 5 seconds.
Math teachers can do that.
With tools, right?
This man that taught me in
With black magic.
yeah, it was black magic. He would like hold the chalk in his hand, look at the board, and be like, "By the power of Grayskull," and he would do this with one fucking fluid movement and make a circle.
Like, perfect.
I mean, perfect to the naked eye. It's impossible to draw a real perfect circle,
Yeah.
but it was terrifying. He could do it every time too.
Huh.
He would just look at it and like determine the heart of the chalkboard and speak to it and stuff.
Become one with the chalkboard.
Did you ever play Hey You Pikachu?
That was for N64, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say no. I never played it, but I know it's awful.
You talk to Pikachu or some shit, don't you?
Yeah,
Had a
you.
microphone attachment, I know.
I think I did play like I rented it. You have Pikachu and you live in this little house in the woods, and you're like, Pikachu, let's go get some berries. And you go outside and he'll see a berry and you'll be like, hey, you Pikachu, go get the berry. And Pikachu would get the berry. And that
Sounds enthralling.
that was the whole game.
Hey, you Pikachu, pick up the arsenic, rub it on your nose.
I think they released another game like that right when the Wii came out, and it was, I think it's called Pokemon Channel or something, where you talk to Pokemon again. They need to stop doing that. It's dumb.
Huh.
The one I really want to talk about, though, and that I have like this nerd boner crush for, it's called Pokemon Conquest.
What's that?
It's basically Final Fantasy Tactics with Pokemon.
Okay.
If you like tactic games like Fire Emblem, what have you, it's really fun. It's set in the, what's it called, Unova region? No,
I've lost track of them.
it's set in the one that's Japan, and so it's very weeaboo. Like,
yeah.
you fight samurai and ninjas and bullshit like that, but the game is fun. And it's something different you can do with Pokemon, and you use Pokemon that you'd never use ever, because they're kind of all balanced now, instead of like, this Pokemon's way better than that one. So it's like any tactical game. You like have units that you like and units that you don't. It's pretty cool.
What about non-Pokemon Pokemon, like Digimon?
That is heretic talk.
Is it?
My favorite
Monster
Digimon.
Rancher.
Oh my god, I love Monster Rancher. They were weird though. They were all sentient and could speak English.
I never played that.
You ever played
The
Monster
first
Rancher?
Monster Rancher had I think Monster Rancher 2, you could spawn a monster, and in your PlayStation, you could pop the lid open and take the game out and put in a random demo disc, music CD, PC CD, anything, and it would spawn different monsters based on what was on that CD. Like, you could put a Marilyn Manson CD in and get like a fucking goth monster.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They had it for Game Boy Advance too, and you could like enter a word and it would give you one based on, you could enter cake and it would give you a monster. Each word gave you a different
I know
one.
our buddy Juice had a cell phone game. Like, you could scan barcodes and it would generate a random monster off that, and you could fight and stuff. I don't remember what
Well,
that's
that's
called.
cool.
Something Code Warriors.
That might be it.
I think. I know what you're talking about. It was cool. Monster Rancher was kind of weird though, because it like Pokemon is a kid's show.
Yeah.
Monster Rancher was
It's very
not a
it
kid's show.
has a lot of grown up themes and shit in it.
I'm already liking it.
Like, one of the characters,
It's
her
a-
name is Pixie, and she's just like this hot demon succubus bitch wearing a bikini with like pointy nipples.
I like it.
Was Monster? It's either a Tecmo or a Namco game.
Sounds
I
like
think
a
it's-
Namco.
I think it's
It's
Tecmo.
Tecmo?
Well, dang.
It
Maybe.
really
No, I think it
sounds-
is Tecmo. You're right.
I think. 'Cause
Okay.
I think it came out at the same time Tecmo, because there for a while in the late '90s, Tecmo released a bunch of adult, like Deception 2 and 3 and shit. Did you ever play them by chance?
No.
The whole game is like, you have a fortune and people come and steal it, and you set these fucking brutal traps up to kill these motherfuckers.
Nice.
But it plays like an RPG kind of.
Awesome.
What about Groot? Groot's a pretty sweet Pokemon.
Groot is kind of a Pokemon.
He is a Pokemon. He just sits there and says, "I'm Groot." That's basically what Pokemon do.
Excuse me, he says, "We are Groot" one time. Oh my god. And I cried. It was so sweet. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It was a very emotional moment. There's kind of a Groot Pokemon. His name's Sudowoodo. He's basically just a tree dude.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Monster
now.
Rancher is a Tecmo game, by the way.
Okay.
Tecmo. Okay.
Dragon Warrior Monsters was great.
I never played it.
I heard it was kind of like Pokemon.
It's a good bit like it, except when you beat monsters, you could take them on your team, and generally you ended up with all boss monsters on your team.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a good Game Boy game.
Would you consider the Cheo minigame on Sonic Adventure?
They're Pokemon-ish. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, I played the shit out of some Chow stuff. I love those things. It
Yeah.
was like level 99 or whatever.
Yeah, and you did little races and shit.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was a cool, especially the Dreamcast with the VMUs. You could
Yeah, man.
you basically turned your little cows into a Tamagotchi, and I'd pull it out when I'm in middle class when I'm supposed to be learning.
Feed it and shit.
Yeah.
Other Pokemon-y things.
I don't know much else.
I don't know either.
There's a crap load of unofficial online Pokemon games. I
I've
know
heard
that.
about a couple of them.
Yeah, they usually don't last too long because Nintendo's like no, and which is sad. I wish Nintendo would make an official Pokemon MMO because I would buy an Oculus Rift and I would play that game until my body withered away.
I want to say that
They'd find you and like the mask would just be like fucking grafted to your flesh on your face.
It would be like on Lawnmower Man.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Where Joe puts on like the mask and everything and it just sucks him in.
Dude, I knew exactly what you were talking about when you said Lawnmower Man.
isn't Pokemon Go going to be kind of like that?
Not really.
I mean, it's massively multiplayer.
Yeah, but you're not walking around in a world with an avatar. You're walking around in the real world with yourself, which is way lamer.
True, myself is fucking lame.
I'm fucking lame as shit.
Catching fucking monsters that aren't actually there.
Yeah. I would much rather do this in an all virtual world.
I think Nintendo has said they're not going to do that.
They
though.
have said that, which
Because
pisses me off because
It's
it's the perfect
they're
fucking game.
Nintendo.
It's a perfect
They're
business
not,
model.
They're not
Yeah.
going to do anything that the fans want them to
They're
do.
like,
They're
okay.
fucking Nintendo.
Well, they've insisted that the real life interaction is important to the game.
Well,
But they've now that you can trade online, you can battle online. You ain't got to see a fucking person to interact with people. So that's fucking gone.
back in the day, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Anyway, back in the day, Pokemon kind of forced you to have friends.
It did
Or
'Cause
two Game Boys.
because you had to physically tether your Game Boys
Yeah.
together.
Gotta love that Game Link cable.
Back on what you were saying about the Pokemon, Pokeroms or whatever they're called. I don't know anyway.
Pokemon MMOs.
No, the fan-made ones.
Yeah.
The hacks. There's one called Pokemon Brown version. Have you ever, you know what Bidoof is? It's this little derpy looking retard. What is it? It's kind of like a beaver.
Yeah, Bidoof. Yeah.
Yeah, Bidoof. It's just this dumb Pokemon. But you start out with Bidoof.
Yeah, he's kind of like Rattata and Diamond. Like, you
Yeah.
counter a fucking million of
Yeah.
them.
You start out with him. Your rival starts out with him. All the wild Pokemon are Bidoof. All the gyms are Bidoof. They look like Bidoof. It's pretty cool.
Pokemon Brown, you said is what this
Pokemon Brown.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
That's pretty much his first half at Diamond anyway. Say rather fights a Bidoof.
Yeah. They did a little bit, I guess, to break up the monotony in the new games. There's a lot more, like, dumb, useless dialogue and needless people that you don't really want to talk to in between fighting 50 or 60 Rattatas and Pidgeys.
Okay.
So it's a little different. It's nice. One thing they really changed was TMs are forever now.
Really?
Like, it used to be you could only use them once.
Yeah.
But now they're like you can use them all the time. I mean, there are a lot less of them now.
Yeah.
But it's pretty
Obvious.
cool.
Yeah. I do remember that being a big deal back then. Like, I only got one of these TMs and I can't get another without a Game Genie. What am I going to put this on?
Yeah.
The fuck am I to do?
I remember the best thing to hack was getting Mew just so you could make him your HM whore. Because he can learn every move. So you just throw all your useless HMs on him and be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Make him kind of your workhorse a little bit.
Yeah. Made an awesome HM whore. He wasn't that great of a Pokemon other than learning all the moves.
I remember it had Psywave, which is this really weird move that does an amount of damage based on arbitrary numbers. And my level 100 Mew did like 4 damage to a level 4 Sparrow. And I was like, what is life? What is this? Stop. But no, they put a thing actually on Mew back in that game where if you hacked Mew into your game, it would intentionally disobey you.
Really?
To punish you for hacking that game.
Huh.
Because they're medieval bastards.
Yeah.
So, speaking of medieval bastards, Whitney from the second game, I think she's the third gym leader, is an awful cunt and she needs to die.
Which gym did she lose? I'm having a hard time remembering.
It's in the pretty city. It's the normal type gym. And it looks like a Clefairy. The gym layout looks like a Clefairy, which is this... Fun fact, was originally supposed to be the Pikachu of the Pokemon universe. They were going to follow Clefairy instead of Pikachu.
Well, they made the right move. Even though Pikachu's not the coolest Pokemon, he's way better than Clefairy.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely.
But she is totally fine or whatever. All the trainers really easy. You just blow through it. But Whitney's Miltank. a lot of people have PTSD from Whitney's Mill Tank.
Really?
Because at that point in the game, you're just not prepared for the shit that thing's going to pull. Because it has a defense of the highest goddamn number ever. And it has rollout.
Oh, yeah, rollout.
So it would use rollout, kill a Pokemon. You would put another one out. It would kill another Pokemon. And, I mean, if you managed to do 3 or 4 damage to it, it would use Milk Drink and then kill the rest of your team with rollout. And it was fucked up. And I think they made it less Jesus-y when they remade the games because, like, it's a serious thing. Type in Whitney's Mill Tank. There's, like, fucking hours of people saying the exact same shit that I'm saying. Fuck that Pokemon.
I don't remember having a problem with it.
Well, maybe you're He-Man because I had a problem.
Brandon's pretty good at games like this, so I wouldn't.
I've
put it past
been
him.
known as He-Man from time to time, but
I don't have the power of Eternia or Grayskull. Either of those places.
Grayskull's where it's at.
It's true.
Indeed.
But it's awful, man. Whitney's Mill Tank. Ugh.
Well, I think
Not
we're
even
kind
once.
of wrapping up our topic.
Yeah.
It's been
I'm slim pickings on Pokemon. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
Pokemon
It's red,
talking.
red and blue.
we got the Cullman area
The
Pokeyman
actual-
champion with us. He's
And I'll fucking fight any of you. Bring
Yeah.
your team up here and I'll beat you with a stick.
He'll light your fucking buttholes on fire if you
I
need
ain't
it
scared.
be.
Let's do it. I'm Steve Steverson. My address is Steve Steverson's address.
You got
on
one
Steve
of them,
Steverson Boulevard.
you got one of them.
Shit or the shit.
Yeah.
It's shit. If it's not solid gold, it's the shit.
I love that.
I've never heard that before and it was magical. Thank
It was
you
very magical.
for sharing that with me.
We had a real world star musician do that for us.
So as I all know, I've begun a mighty quest, one man's quest, to play all the games on his Steam library before he buys any new ones. Join us July 22nd in theaters for this magical adventure. I played another game. This is in my library, even though it's technically a free game. It's one uninstalled and never got around to playing. Guns 2: The Second Duel. Have you ever played any of y'all played the first Guns game? Guns with a Z.
No.
It was a decent game. Had a lot of flaws, but it was the core of it was good. It's a Guns 2 is the same. I'll just start talking about it because it's pretty much all applicable to Guns 1. It's a really fast-paced third-person view gun fu multiplayer game where you like run on walls and do all kinds of fancy shooting and melee fighting. Pretty damn solid actual gameplay on it. The first game suffered a lot from pay to win because you could just like buy a Tommy gun or something like that, and even though it hindered your movement, you still
Blow your way through the fucking
Yes.
game pretty much.
Guns 2, they shut down Guns 1 for Guns 2 because I think they realized Guns 1 was way better, despite even it had pay to win. Guns 2 has the same fast-paced, cool gameplay, but this time they split it up into a shitty class system to where each class is limited to certain weapons and stuff, whereas the original Guns, you picked what you wanted. You wanted 2 pistols and a katana, fucking
You
do
can
it.
do it.
Yeah. It's got shitty servers. I kept getting lag spikes, and I know it's not my connection because every other fucking game I tried to play in the same time frame did fine. It was their servers. Pay to win out the ass, even more so than Guns 1. I had a shitload of hackers with it, which Guns 1 had a decent amount of hackers, but they were fewer and far between. From what I understand, Guns 2's community has shrunk so much, that's all that's left is really the people who are interested in hacking the game. So, yeah, it's really hard to find a legitimate game in it. It's got a really shitty shoehorned storyline in it too if you go through any of the single player stuff. I know this is really short, but I didn't play that much of it because it was so awful. Guns 2: The Second Duel is pure fucking shit. Don't waste your time.
I like
and
how
money.
you started off this review like with just a down note, and it never got any fucking better from there.
Yeah, there's nothing good to say. The core of the game is good, but it can't rise above all these other problems it has. If they would have focused on that core gameplay without all this other horseshit and kept the game, hacker
Trying to
free.
make it too fucking flashy and shit.
Yeah,
I guess, ultimately.
They focus more. I can tell they put more effort into their cash shop rather than all the issues that
The
game
gameplay
had.
mechanics themselves.
Well, like I said, the basic mechanics are solid. Like if you're playing with legitimate players who aren't using pay-to-win shit, who aren't hacking, it can be fun. But those matches are few and far between. So don't waste your time or money with it. The game has potential, but it failed to meet that potential. It's been out a year now. It's not going to get any better. So don't waste your time or money on it.
So it is shit.
It is pure shit.
Hey, real quick,
Dookie shit.
can you do that movie intro again? Because I thought of a really perfect tagline for it.
Okay. One man's quest to play all of his Steam games in his Steam library. Join us on a magical adventure, July 22nd, 2016.
This time, it is just a game. I've been waiting the whole time to say that, and you just, I was so mad when you missed it, or when I missed it. So, just wanted to share that with everyone.
A Michael Bay production.
Michael Bay explosion.
Everything's gonna blow the fuck up.
Every time I sit down to play, the computer explodes. I'm like, God damn it!
The explosions will be played by The Rock.
Featuring Megan Fox as The Rock.
That sounds about right. This part of the episode usually where we do our calls.
But you motherfuckers didn't call, did you?
Nobody called us, did they?
No, they didn't. We didn't get any Facebook questions because Facebook is a dick. I posted that status 9 hours ago. 20 people have seen it because Facebook's a cocksucker. Facebook is. I'm going to try and move away from Facebook because they want to make you pay to reach your own audience.
Yeah.
It's fucking horseshit.
That's one thing I do miss about MySpace. At least MySpace,
Yeah.
like, you could just fucking get to the people.
Yeah, it's
and
bad.
it's yay or nay,
Yeah. So I'm going to start focusing again more on Twitter. I think I'm going to do the Instagram thing, which I fucking hate.
As
all
bad
this
as
shit.
I hate it too, Instagram would probably be a good direction for us to go because a shitload of people.
Yeah, I'm
use it.
gonna finally boot up our Google Plus account, and because Facebook is, I can't keep feeding up money to try and reach our own audience. It's ridiculous.
Well, we have a hotline at 682-777-GOOD. None of you motherfuckers called us. So, this is what's going to happen now that nobody's called us. Just sorry.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
haven't called the show. A warning. If you do not call, you will awaken Satan, and infants shall fall from the sky. Bears will feast on the slow and the witless. Vaginas will turn to stone.
Best part of the song.
Serpents rise from the ground. Fly into your sphincter and bite. Demons will travel back in time and rape your father. Hell, Satan! You've been warned.
That was great.
So, all you fuckers listening, your dads are probably currently getting cornholed by the Dark Lord.
And, your
And it's all
girlfriend's
your
hoo-ha.
goddamn fault. What a worthless kid you are. You should join your father in his
And
eternal
when you're with your woman
cornholing.
was for some Netflix and chill, and you try to get you some sweet poon, you're gonna break your dick on a piece of rock. Like
Netflix and chill's gonna turn in, oops, I broke my cock in half, called 911.
It brings new meaning to the phrase getting stoned.
yeah.
Yeah. Your stones get stoned. No bueno.
Rocks.
But I can't blame y'all too much. Like I said, Facebook really fucked us today. Sometimes I'll put something out and it reaches a decent amount of people, and then today it's shit the bed. So fuck Facebook.
Thanks a lot, Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg.
You're a dick, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Fuckerberg.
It used to not be like this, but we got by the
Excellent.
time we got started, they'd done made the change because they realize they're the big dogs
That's
out
'cause-
there, and they can milk you.
Shark
Money.
Shark Fuckerberg's worth like
Even
$3
now-
billion.
This was posted 8 hours ago. It says probably closer to 9. Still says 20 people have seen this post.
You should send.
That's ridiculous.
Game requests, because apparently everybody gets those fucking things.
Oh shit!
Make a Good Ole Gamers game request.
I'll do that. It's just a game where you get points for game requests.
Yeah.
Send as many as you can.
Feed
Goddamn.
the beast.
You get special points for like not making your blood pressure rise. You get heart safe for heart points.
Which, if you want to help us with the Facebook thing, you see a post,
Share the
click
fuck
like
out
or
of it.
share, because Facebook does use an algorithm. The more people like and share something, the more likely people are to see it.
This is where the listener involvement comes in.
But yeah, it's a catch. As Ricky from Trailer Parks Boys would say, it's a catch 23. Like this case, only 20 people saw it, so not that many people really had an opportunity to click like and share. So
That's true.
So yeah, Facebook's fucked. I'm sick of it.
If you like us and like what you hear, just seek us out. Like Brandon said, that puts a great limit on what and how many of what people can do with the Facebook thing. But you can still find us over at our page, Good Ole Gamers Podcast on Facebook. You can find us at goodolegamers.com.
Yep. Twitter at Good Ole Gamers.
Yeah, like Brandon said, we're going to try to focus some of the attention toward the Twitter, so you people in the Twitter sphere, be ready.
Yeah, that's another
Vengeance is
catch
coming.
23 is very few people in Alabama are on Twitter.
I have a Twitter.
There's a lot of people in Alabama that
follow
still
us.
use
I
the
think I've used it twice.
carrier pigeon method.
Smoke signals.
We're all out of
Good way to
goddamn
reach us.
pigeons.
I've read the other podcasts. Russia's upgraded to like 2.3 megapigeons on their internet.
I heard
That's
about
what we
that.
heard.
Yeah.
That's what Mr. Stalin.
Yeah, Stalin to Ballin.
said about it. Send us questions. 682-777-GOOD. Call and leave us a voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us
or
wood.
snakes will fly into your sphincter and bite.
Yeah.
Also, I want
Demons will travel back in time and rape your dad.
to plug our friend who's in need of money.
Indeed.
That post is pinned on the page. I'm not going into detail on it again because it's kind of a bummer story. But friend of the show is sick, possibly with cancer, but they don't know quite yet. Single mother too. She's having a hard time even making co-payments because they're like $300-something each, which is ridiculous. And obviously, if you got cancer, you go to the doctor a lot. So
Yeah.
if you visit our Facebook page, you'll see it posted. It's pinned to the top right now. It's her GoFundMe. Like it, share it. If
you don't have the money to donate, just getting the word out makes the difference.
Increase that reach. That what we were just talking about. More people see it. Maybe someone with money will help. Well, there's been some good bit of anonymous tips in there. So if that's any of our listeners, thank you very much.
Indeed.
But yeah, that's about it for tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. We basically recorded back to back, so I mean, kind of limited on material. But we still got an hour and a half, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
We'll be coming at you next week. You motherfuckers better call unless you want to get your parental unit, raped by the Dark Lord himself. Or
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and set up all our other social media accounts with I'm gonna try and get us on Reddit too. I think set up our own Reddit page. Maybe I don't know. It's gonna be hectic this week with Thanksgiving and everything.
yeah,
Those Redditors are fickle fucks, though.
Yeah, they are.
yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I've heard a bunch of things about Reddit, but
It's
we
a
can fucking deal
slightly
with
more
them.
tame 4chan, and 4chan is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
It's the what's the name of that bar on Star Wars?
Mos
Mos
Eisley.
Yeah.
Eisley.
Yes. What's the line he says?
You'll be dead.
No. There's never a more wretched hive of villainy and scum or something like that. That's 4chan.
Nice.
True.
Nice. Well, you can check us out on all that shit. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Steve, you want to sign us off tonight?
Game over, man.
Game over.